Good evening, ladies. Champaign Confessions. What's going on, ladies? Are y'all ready for the show tonight?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right, ladies.
We are. We
Yeah,
are.
let's go.
You are now tuned in to Champaign Confessions. You already know what that means. Tell all your people that this is the place to be. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Champaign Confessions is the podcast that will motivate you to become the best version of you. So why not have a sip with the ladies tonight? Because we are about to talk our ish. Let's get it, guys.
Yes. It's about that time, you guys. I'm excited about this one. This is going to be a special episode. This is episode 2, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Caught episode 1. I'm hoping
Mm-hmm.
you're back again, ready for another fun episode. And it's going to get real, but we got to start off with a little bit of juice. Then we're going to have some special guests in the house a little later when we get to our main topic of the hour. But let's get right into it. Let's first, everybody was like, we can't see your names half the time. So while you're here, if you're in the chat right about now, I see you piling in a little bit. Let us know where you're watching from, that you're loving everything, and hit that subscribe button while you're starting off and get ready. But let's introduce who we have. Of course, everybody that knows me from Atlanta Falcons Nation, y'all know me as Ms Maggie T. But now you're getting a different side of me as far as outside of sports, because I talk about real things too. Not everybody want to talk about football all day long, even though that's my passion. But sometimes we want to get real and learn some things and get motivated. And who's right next to me?
This is Kai. Hey, everybody. Hey, Ms Kie in the chat from Texas.
Oh,
I fooled you. I hope I pronounced that right, too. Fooled you.
Yeah, don't pay me none. I'm all over here doing something else. That's why I get it.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm like that too. I multitask and just be y'all see me doing this all day long.
Trying to share us.
Yes, Ms Kee Kee. Why are you trying to share us and make sure everybody's knowing where we are and how to watch us? Let's know who you are as well.
I'm Ms Kee Kee from ATL.
ATL, that's right.
Yes,
We're all
yes.
ATL babies up in here. Born and raised myself.
Born and raised. Born and raised. Yes.
Little native to the land. A lot of natives don't live here anymore. They don't moved out in the outskirts. Coming on in, but it's some of us still here and surviving. But Ms Kie, Renee, thank you for watching, and Stacy and Bert.
Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy, I know her. Hey, girl.
From Snellville. So we got some Texas, some Snellville in the house. I appreciate you guys watching. I love them lights you guys doing us right about now. But do us a favor while we start this show, share this out so that more people can watch and join. I know episode in, so not everybody know about us yet, but we're gonna get there definitely. But let's get right into the topics. I know y'all about ready for this.
Well, first off, Maggie,
what's up?
Let's start off. What you think about starting off with a little motivation?
We can start off with a little motivation. Let's do it, because this
is
love it.
And we just want you to be inspired, get something out of this, and why not start it off with a little bit of love and motivation? Go ahead with it.
Okay, and I do have something. I think this is a good one. Okay, this one is a good one. So it says nothing is impossible. Okay, the word itself says I'm possible, and that's quoted by Audrey Hepburn. I never thought about that.
Well, yeah, because it's all about the perception of what you speak out. You know how they say speaking into existence. When you said I'm not good enough, I'm this, when you speak negative upon yourself, you're gonna get negative, and you're gonna surround yourself with negative. What people also agree with you, girl. Yeah, you're slow, or you don't do this well enough. No, when you say no, I'm actually awesome. I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. I'm, special. I can do this. I will. You know,
Right.
you manifest that
Yes.
in your destiny, and now you're
Right.
setting yourself up for success. You know, what you think about that, Ms Kee Kee?
Oh, I love that. That's all me. I do that all day, every day.
I do too.
Yeah, you gotta speak
My
life
day
into
off with
yourself.
motivation and positive. Now, of course,
Yeah.
it wasn't like that before. You know, when I went
Right.
through my down times, and we're gonna get into
Right.
that on some later episodes. But you got to pick yourself right back up, though. You can fall.
Yep. You have to speak life in yourself. It comes from within. You know, we always look. Well, a lot of us look to others to do that for us, but it's now that is impossible. But the flip side is impossible, which means you can find that happiness, you know, with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Put a little time in yourself, and you know you can do that because it can't come from others. So, hey, ATL Leo.
Hey, ATL Legal. Hey, Miss Kie and ladies. Y'all got to get to know who the ladies are so y'all can know their names. We'll keep it up there so you can see. But Ms Maggie, well, you can't see with the banner. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Ms Kie and Ms Kie, Ms Kee, so y'all won't miss it. So y'all say hey to me. Y'all also say hey to the ladies. But now, you know, since we got into a little bit of motivation, I'm feeling good. Great.
Y'all wanna take a sip to get into this?
Yeah, we're gonna take a sip because
y'all got y'all glasses in the chat.
Yes, whatever y'all got: water, tea, coffee, wine.
Miss Kie, ATL Leo. Kiki, look what ATL Leo said. Kiki, do you love me?
I told you.
Kiki, do you love me?
It's too early.
All right, lady.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's go. All right, because we got to get to the juice before we get to the
yes.
Good education. You know, got to start it off with a little bit of that because I know I love a good shenanigan. I love a good topic. Let's start it off with this.
You good with the water, ATL Leo?
Yeah.
All right now.
Now, this right here. Now, I'm gonna make my say on it, but in case nobody know who this person is, Lori Harvey has a new boo, and the question is, why is there some outrage? Now, I'm gonna let you know who she is in case some people just don't really follow social media, and I'm the same. I really don't follow on every celebrity because waste your life trying to catch up with who's dating, you know. But in case people just really didn't know who she is, and you know, if you do care, she is an American model and entrepreneur and socialite, and she's also the daughter of Marjorie Harvey, as well as the adopted daughter of course, Steve Harvey. So, of course, everybody know her as being the daughter of Steve Harvey, and she's an LA model, and she has a management agency, as well as she does modeling in Europe as well, and she's also founded the skincare company SKN by LH. So she's fairly successful, getting herself out there, but she's also single. But mingling and dating and enjoying her young, I think she's 24 years old, life.
And she's 26. Well, that's I don't.
I can't.
26. Yeah.
Correcting me. Like I said, I don't keep up with this.
It's okay. In the 20s. It's in the 20s. You's close.
She's still a baby.
Right.
She's still feeling herself, and so let's talk about it.
Yep.
And I want to see what the comments are saying too, all the fans that's watching and everything. I'm gonna say my 2 cents, and I'm gonna let you ladies kind of chime in on it as well. Why is there outrage? Me personally, even when I was in my early 20s, 19, I was living my best life. It was at some point I was just dating, hanging out. I wasn't taking on commitments, and I was fresh out of a long-term relationship because, of course, I had been with my high school sweetheart, and that didn't work out. Things happen. After that, I was like, I'm not ready to rush into a long-term relationship. And then I was in high school, just all I knew was him. So I didn't really get to experience having a good time. And, so to me, I am not mad at her. I
Me
don't
either.
hate on anybody that is, identifies as single, is out there mingling and is enjoying themselves and dating. Now, the thing about that is, though, the question is how is she approaching the relationship? Because how it was with Michael B. Jordan, it seemed like he was heartbroken from the breakup.
Right.
So is she living her best life on her own, but her partner is not aware of her intentions and how she's wanting to go about things? So to me, I get the outrage. It's like now she's out there. Everybody want to call her she's for the streets and this, that, and the other. But is it really that? Is it really that? What you think about that, ladies?
You want to go, Kee Kee?
Girl, it don't matter what. Go on and say it, baby. Whatever.
Well, I was gonna say I don't see what the fuss is about. I know as far as her and Michael B. As soon as I saw that, I was like, you don't want to be, and I was like, happy that they're enjoying the moment, but I knew it wasn't gonna be long term. It just instantly hit because I knew he was ready for a family. He was ready to settle down. And when you're dating someone who's not in the same space as you are at that time, I mean, that it's selfish to try to stay, than to just, okay, you go your way, I go mine. I feel like that's, you know what I mean? You're not on the same page. He's what, mid to late 30s? He's ready to settle down. He's, he wants to have kids. She's not there yet. She said that she is just really just a single female trying to figure it out, which we all have done.
Let me put that up. What you're saying, because I think this is a good point to bring up. Some of the topics she said in some interviews that you actually was listening to, that kind of go along with what we're having today. Like, let me take this banner off, but
I mean, and the only difference is, like she was stating, she's in the public eye. You know what I mean? It's always a big fuss, and I'm sitting up here like, well, your daughter is doing it. What's different? Your daughter doing it. Your daughter, what's different? You know what I mean? It's not long as she's, being safe. You know what I mean? She's not, just like she said, it's right there, compromising her happiness, her peace. What's wrong with it? You're trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to figure out what you want, and she's being upfront with that. Listen, I don't know it. She stated, I am learning myself. I'm learning what I want. I want to be for me right now. Yeah, I'm a date and have fun, but I don't want to, I'm not trying to get married and have kids. I don't want that. I'm not trying to do that right now. Like, why would I try to do that? And I'm trying to learn myself. I'm trying to figure myself out, So
but I like what she said here. I'm just going to read this to everybody in case anybody can't see it. I would love for people to know that I am a young woman that's just trying to figure it out, but I'm trying to figure out in the public eye. It's just scrutiny, and we're going to get into this cyberbullying a little bit later, but it goes into that. But that magnifies everything. It magnifies your mistakes. It magnifies the ups and downs of navigating your life and figuring out for yourself. Yeah, when you're in that public eye, and I'm gonna put this other one up that she mentioned too. But when you're in that public eye, it is magnified even more. What you got on that, Ms Kee Kee? Excuse me.
Oh, girl, you said me. I'm like, To me, though,
that comment right there.
I don't have a problem with what she's doing. And I know most people do because she's a female. But like you said, if she wasn't a celebrity, would people even really know? You wouldn't even be in her business like that because, like Kylie said, well, Kai, my bad, that other females do it. See, people don't know they're doing it.
Why? And is it because she's a female, not a male?
And not a male, right? And she's dating, so who says she's having sex with everybody? You know what I'm saying? If she is, that's
That's
her
the
prerogative.
thing.
That's what she want to
That
do.
she's intimate with these relationships. You know, if she could
Right.
just be
Dating to have fun, like she said, living life on her terms. She almost got married young, so now she want to have fun.
Yeah.
And if she is having sex with him, hopefully it's protected. But she's having fun, and when she I feel like when she gets to a point where she wants to settle down, hopefully it'll be somebody there that's willing to see
Right.
her for who she is. Because most people looking at her like she's been out in the streets. You see what I'm saying?
you got a body count now, or
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and I'm hoping she's going in with the intention of letting them
next,
know
next,
that she's
next.
having fun.
Right.
I agree. That's one thing about being an instant celebrity, and it's just like everything is criticized. You know, of course, us small time, you know, home people, you know, they ain't about worried about a little old us.
Right.
But spotlight like that, you know, whatever you do and how you do it influence somebody, and somebody either like it or they don't. You gotta live with that, and you know, so I mean, I agree with you. You know, it shouldn't be a big deal. For one thing, it's nobody's business as what anybody's doing in their bedroom, in their relationship, unless of course you're putting it out there. Now, if you're putting it out there for the world to see, okay. I mean, if you're saying it, put it in the interviews, you know, all that, then of course, yeah, it becomes our business because you're telling it to us.
Right.
You know, but let me see some of these comments and see what we got. It says Kee Renee says, it's so much outrage because men don't like that females are moving the same way. That's
deep.
That been moving. Yeah.
That's what I just said. You know, it's female versus male. You know, it's okay for you all to do it, but a female can't, you know, run that same, we just gonna say game, that same, you know.
Absolutely. But
because we playing the game.
And you know what I mean, and people always put this gender thing, you know, women got to act a certain way. It's like it's a new time. Everybody's working now. Everybody's independent. Everybody is, you know,
it's 2023. It is not 1919, baby.
Identifying as a different type of I'm a he, her, she. You know, you get what I'm saying. So this is a new time. So everything is different than it was what it used to be. So you have to adapt and adjust to everybody's lifestyle. But at the same time, your lifestyle shouldn't influence my lifestyle.
Right.
You know, what you're doing over there with Tom, Dick, and Harry shouldn't intervene with what I got going on in my life and my manifestation of being a version of me. What does that have to do?
Right.
So it was something that you did say, Ms Kie, mind your business.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I put a video out. I mean, I was just over it. I was tired, you know, picking up Kennedy from school, sitting, waiting. I'm like, you know what? Let me get on here for a second. Because I don't understand why we are worried about other people. If they're not bothering you, you know, it's not having an impact on you. Why are you putting so much energy into that? You know, that's why you can't handle your business. That's why you're still having that long to-do list and you're still adding on and wondering why I can't, because you're jumping from this person's business to this person's business, and that's just messy.
And when do you have time to focus on you?
Right.
They don't.
Put into yourself, pour into yourself.
I agree.
See, they might can't face what they have going on in their life. So that's probably why they in everybody else's business, because they don't want to face what they got.
You know what? And
like
we're going to go into a little bit of how we're going to talk about that cyberbullying, because that's kind of part of, you know, it's some things personally, you know, that affects people. And so it's like, you know what? I think I'm going to mess with other people because that makes me feel good. But we're going to get into that. But let's get into the other trending topic.
Let's see here. Ooh, child.
Now, Kanye West.
With his Kim lookalike.
Oh yeah, and her family spoke about that too.
Yeah, so I didn't even know who this lady was until, of course, social media told us. And so basically, she and him, I guess, tied the knot.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
right.
I forgot I did. Did I put this up here? I sure did, y'all. This is another quote. We'll get to that in a minute. I was like, I know I did put a quote up here. I did it early today. But here, she's I guess she's designed She's the architect of his shoe line or his apparel.
Something.
Yes.
And they
Bianca Sensori.
I don't think they're officially, because it said they didn't actually get the marriage certificate to make it official, but it says they understood they held a private ceremony to exchange I do. So I don't know if the marriage ceremony or this is a publicity stunt. I don't know what to make of it. At the same time, you know, let's get into this topic about this man being married or quote unquote married or publicity stunt married again. What do y'all feel about that?
Are they on the contract? Because if he didn't file no certificate, I don't know what they got going on.
You
it's
know,
like 2 months later, and she looked like him. Is it emotional hurt? I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past him because Kanye has, you know, openly been going through some. It just seems like, you know, some type of like breakdown. I know he really, you know, spoke about his mom, how that really affected him. You know, and I like Kanye, like his music. I just thought he was just his songs. He was musically talented, creative, you know, and I mean, I can't lie. If he came up with a good track and all that, I'ma still be listening to it. And I don't like, again, that judging. Oh, he done lost his mind and speaking like that, because that's going against for what I say I stand for. You know what I mean? Knowing what that looks like, and you never know what somebody is going through unless they say it. You know, you're just looking at the actions, crying out for help, you know, trying to get attention in some kind of way. So I don't like to say, oh, he done lost his mind and do like a lot of other people say. I just see that there's something going on, and it could be he's doing it for attention, because I was looking when I saw her family, they were talking about, you know, her trying to be like Kim. I guess over time, you know, this has happened over time. This just didn't happen overnight with her trying to be like Kim, look like Kim. I mean, I don't know, because like you said, you mentioned they didn't get the paper. You know, I know her sister or somebody was saying that they're happy for them and all this other kind of stuff. I just don't know what to think of it. I don't know, because Kanye, he's just a little out there right now with things. So I don't really know. I don't know. I'm just trying to look at it from, you know,
his point,
right.
Just trying to fit myself in his shoes. I don't know.
You know what? And I want to agree, you know, add on to that. It's also the company you keep around you. You know, I think when he lost his mother, that was the person that probably was keeping him grounded. You know, telling him, hey, Kanye, I love you. I know you got a little mental health complex or whatever, because, you know, some things just don't develop just quickly. It might have been something he's been dealing with a long time, as far as and you know, you never know what he's already been diagnosed with or anything. We don't know people's personal business. But I feel like now the people that are around him are just money hungry. They're liking the attention. Now, of course, now she wants to be like, you know, Kim, because she knows she's gonna be in the spotlight. Everybody's gonna be watching her. Just like the lady that he was supposed to be dating before this. You know, she was like, oh man, my follows went up. Everything went up because I was with Kanye West. So it's just an opportunity for you to put yourself out there because it's Kanye West. And you already know that Kanye West is just doing anything out of random. At the same time, maybe he did, because she is an influencer in his business. Maybe Kim wasn't as supportive of him. About, because they was the limelight, the television. they wanted everything to be on blast, and everybody wasn't into that. Like Kanye probably just was like, I like to sit back in my sweatshirt, my dinner, and be left alone. You know, they like to put everything on blast. Even the baby now, North, she got TikTok and Instagram doing all this social media stuff. So now it's passing on to the generation on down. They're gonna always be in the spotlight. Kanye wanted to be on a ranch, you know, land and live like a very country life, and you know, not so much of the hustle and bustle of that city in Hollywood. So they just didn't match, in my opinion. It was kind of interesting to see that they gotten, you know, married. I was like, that doesn't even mix. What you got on?
You know what, Maggie? When you said that he wants to like just be left alone, do his thing, I saw where Kim was saying she got tired of all the traveling, being in the limelight, and she just wanted to sit at home and watch Netflix sometimes with her husband and not have to deal with all of that. Yeah.
No. What you got, Ms Kee Kee?
I don't know. It's just she's 27.
Okay.
Which really doesn't make a difference. Age don't make a difference.
You talking about
the girl, the Bianca, 27.
Bianca, okay. Bianca, okay, she's 27. Okay.
She looks like Kim. They quote unquote started showing their romance in December. So it almost makes you wonder how long has even been, you know, romantic. You know what I mean? Because I don't think just all of a sudden, ooh, now that you know, divorce her, let's, you know, this date. No, I think they probably already speaking on it. He's probably, like you saying, close with her anyway, because she works for the company. I just hope for his sake, because he's going through something mentally. We all know, the world knows. And I just hope I want to say it works out, because if it doesn't, I hope it doesn't ruin what he has going on with his company. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because then I think that would play more on his mental too. It's like, dang, she looked like him.
Right.
And now it's messed up my company. You know what I mean? And I don't know what. I'm pretty sure they have a contract. You have to. That just makes no sense. You got to have some type of contract. That's how you all of a sudden saying I do, and you haven't filed a marriage certificate. So I don't know. I just
he does have the right people in his camp.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But hopefully somebody is guiding him and, you know, making sure he take care of his money and things like that, you know. But based on the surface, looking on the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like he got his business in order.
There's too many people in it.
Too many people in it.
Now I don't know. I'm just saying, from like you saying, from just looking, it's just like he seemed like he's everywhere. So I'm hoping he has somebody. But I'm just thinking, like I said, everybody just there for, you know, like the money. They just want money. Nobody's really helping him say, hey, dude, you need help that we can see. You know, maybe they're not publicly, but I don't know.
But let's go ahead now that we talked about this, and then I want to bring in some special guests for this portion of the show, because you know, now we're getting real in this, you know, because this kind of has a lot to do with what we're talking about today. Because at the end of the day, when you're a celebrity or whoever you are, when you know, social media influencer or whatever you want to call yourself, you are now an influence somebody. So whatever you do and how you do it makes a difference to somebody. So why not keep it positive and, you know, keep people motivated like we're trying to do? But let's talk about it. You know, social media, cyberbullying, body shaming, and trauma.
Yep.
You know,
it's gotten out of hand.
Let's ponder on that just a little bit. And we got some key points that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to bring in the guest because I want to see how y'all feel about it too as we go through each one. I got some key points I want to mention. And if ladies want to join in and whatever you found, the research that you want to add to it. But we have some, you know, as ladies, you know, y'all like to hear from us, but we do have some fellas on the, you know, going to be on the panel that try to put their 2 cents in, you know, everybody's perspective about this cyberbullying, because it honestly, not just the youth, it's affecting us.
Right.
You know, it's even getting worse because of the, you know, the 2020 corona, you know, that where everybody was in home doing nothing with their lives. oh, now we bullying and we're creating profiles and this, that, and the other. So let me go ahead and introduce some people, starting off with, say your name as I see it on the screen. Ricky to the rescue. And you got to let us know who you are and, let everybody know, a little bit about yourself. And you can, at the end of the show, promote yourself so everybody can go in and listen to what you do as well. Because I kind of tuned into that earlier. Great conversations as well. So it's a great way to bring in our show just to hear his podcast and everything too. So I'll let you ladies know about that later. But go ahead, introduce yourself, and I'll bring in the next guest also. Then we'll get into this topic. Introduce yourself. He disconnected. He'll be back. I know his internet was up. I saw it disconnected. I saw he froze. We'll bring you back, Ricky. But at the same time, Mike Anthony. Y'all know him, but he's Mike Anthony. So while Ricky's getting his stuff together, Mike Anthony, what's going on, sir? What's going on? How you doing?
How are you? How are you? I'm wonderful.
You're wonderful.
I'm wonderful.
And let everybody know who don't know you on this channel. Who are you?
I feel so uncomfortable at being able to
Why?
I mean, I don't like introducing myself. I don't like introducing myself. Okay, it's weird.
Gotcha. Well, you being honest. It's weird.
It's okay. It's a little different than what we're used to. Sports world. Sometimes you got to break out of that habit and get serious about things. So, while you're getting yourself together, since I'll introduce you since you're a little shy about it. This is Mike Anthony. Mike Sports, owner, operator, as well as a president of Atlanta Falcons Nation. All sports content, and y'all know who Matt Mike is, but you don't know this Matt. Well, this Mike Anthony, because me and him, we have real conversations. It is not just about sports all the time, and we actually keep each other grounded. And sometimes we chew each other out, but that's just tough love, and those people that can be in your background and really call you out on the things that you need to get together, And what's going on with Ricky? I hope he can join us again. I think he's having some issues with his probably his internet or so. But there'll be plenty of opportunity if he can't make it on today. But let's get into this cyberbullying. And we got some key points, and I want everybody to kind of give your feedback on it. But why do people cyberbully? And I'm gonna read a little factual thing, then we can go into a little bit more of aspect of it. But cyberbullying allows a bully to feel more powerful because it's behind a screen, it's behind a fake profile. Cyberbullying can easily and effortlessly unleash a torrent of torment at any time, all from the safe harbor of their own home, with little concern of repercussions. Sometimes a lack of parental monitoring is another contributing factor, as it desires to achieve popularity through acts they feel will resonate well with their peers and associates. So, see, Ricky is back. But basically, it's just sometimes, especially when you got other people following along with your bullying, like go trash her because I don't like her, because I don't know what he's doing and this, that, and the other. And I'm gonna bring Ricky on again. I hope he has, everything's good for you. Because I want you to get in on this one too, Ricky. And just introduce who you are a little bit. Then we're gonna get into why do people cyberbully. This is kind of what we talked about right about now.
Okay, good deal. I do apologize for that. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. Let me first start off by saying I really enjoy the energy that you ladies are projecting on this show. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yes, that's great. That's great. So I am Ricky to the rescue. I am a life coach and a counselor. And so as you can see my shirt, my business is a path to greatness. So I have dealt with a lot of people who've been cyberbullied. So I probably have a little insight on this topic.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Probably want to hear more from you than anything, just to get, you know,
And
since that's what you do.
why do you
Right.
think cyberbullying is at an all high? And my internet's in and out, y'all. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ms Kie. Go ahead and let me know how you feel about the cyberbullying.
I think it has gotten out of control. I think a lot of people, you know, like you said, we've had to deal with COVID. A lot of people are really starting to show their true colors. A lot of things are being, you know, just snatched from out of the rug. They're having to, I guess they're put in situations where they, you know, have probably been exposed, and you know, a lot of people are just angry, like they and you know, they don't want to own, right? And the only way they know how to deal with things or cope with things, and like you mentioned, make themselves feel better, is attacking other people. And I've actually heard that what was it, almost like downplaying cyberbullying to physically being bullied, you know, in person, up in your face, up in front. And I'm like, no, like
It's still
It's deeper.
it's wrong. It's wrong. You're mentally attacking somebody. You know what I mean? And we can look at it from, you know, a perspective of, well, you should ignore those kind of things and you should be able to move on. Or it's, you know, the perspective of, well, I can't, you know, I feel like it's up in my face. I'm mentally being attacked. You know, I don't even want to pick up my phone. You know what I mean? Or I feel like you know, I have to just disconnect from everything, even if I don't want to, because it's up in my face. I'm feeling like, you know, I'm feeling alone. And it weighs on a person. Some people, you know, they're losing sleep over it. They're unfortunately dying by suicide because of those things.
Oh yeah.
I just think it has really, like, literally, matter of fact. Okay, so I was looking at something. It's from security.org, right? And they were talking about cyberbullying. It was saying the 20 hold on, this was from November the 4th of last year. Okay. And it's a short little paragraph, and it's stating that when most adults picture bullying, we think about something that might go on during recess or lunch. Maybe one student pushes another in the hallway, or a group of kids teases a perceived outsider. Whatever form it took, the bullying of our youth has usually easily to spot. It's usually easy to spot. However, young people today are increasingly dealing with a different kind of bullying that isn't so easy to see. And this is true for adults too. The time teens are spending on digital devices has given rise to cyberbullying. Okay, so listen to this, guys. We are talking about teenagers, people, you know, humans that are younger than us. You know, we're supposed to be teaching them, you know,
right and wrong,
differently and right. So they're going to become, and we're doing it as adults. But let me finish this. This last sentence. Where was I? Especially with national stay-at-home orders that started, you know, in COVID, the pandemic, as kids spend more time online, right, they're more likely to fall victim to cyberbullying. And that, like I said, I think that's the same, you know, for adults. You know, they're trying to, when they're again, that's a cry for help, y'all. It's a cry for help, but at the same time, it's no excuse. It's no excuse, because I just said again, we don't think about how we're hurting others and affecting others. And I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with you. That was me because I was so hurt. So I became something I didn't even like literally didn't even realize. And it took for COVID to sit me down in the house and face some hard stuff. I had to take a look at myself. I'm like, oh my God, when all this time, because I'm thinking I'm going after the bad guys, you know what I mean? But I became
the bad guy. You became the bad guy.
What? I became the bad guy. I mean, the queen, because I was so hurt. But I had to own up to it. Apologize. Some people probably don't even talk to me now because I treated them so bad. I'm talking about in their face, in their face.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Kee Kee. I want to get to these comments too before Kee Kee go on, but ATL Leo said it hits home again for him. It said with the bullying ladies, he got to come on next time, but he is listening though. Thank you. Appreciate you listening. And Key Renee said, I feel like cyberbullying is somewhat even worse. So many more people can see you being bullied, and just imagine how many people are taking screenshots and sharing it and and laughing. Oh, and making, I've heard people making pages about things, and
crazy.
Man, it's just a whole community just like, oh yeah, we finna talk about this person, and then that creates a paper trail that can cause people to bully the rest of their lives. What you think about that, Ms Kie Kee? Then we'll get to Mike, and then we'll get to Ricky.
Okay, yeah, really. Kai pretty much said what I was thinking. A lot of people went through stuff when COVID, when everything shut down, people was in the house, and you don't know what people's dealing with because everybody had to really be in with the people they stayed with. So reality kind of kicked in, and you just don't know what goes on in the household. And some people are still lingering from COVID because they still haven't really healed from COVID, not physically, but mentally. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think with that, some of them, well, not all, I don't know, but taking some of that into cyberbullying because that makes them somewhat feel better about bullying other people. And it is wrong. We know it's wrong. And the sad thing is it goes viral. So it's not like the physical. The physical people might forget about it. That person won't.
Yeah, they can go to the principal office and get in trouble and told on by mama.
But it's gonna keep going because everybody's going to keep sharing it. So you have to keep, even though you saying, okay, I don't want to see it or look at it, I'm not even gonna pick up my device because I know it's out there, but you still got other people telling you about it because other people know. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I'm not gonna take up too much because I definitely want them to talk about it. But I'm pretty much the same with Kai.
Oh yeah. And what you got, Mike?
Hurt people.
I like that comment.
I have mixed emotions with this because honestly, I consider myself a bully of bullies. I take that approach because there are a certain group of people that feel it's their duty to be mean and disgusting to people. And I personally, like I said, I get a high off of bullying those types of people. And what I've learned, even with that approach, it's still the wrong approach, is because you can get you can really get consumed with the energy that you really don't see until it's too late. And for me personally, we call it packed up. And as a content creator, I have to be careful about everything I say. If I say the wrong thing, everybody it's gonna blow up. I don't have the luxury of being the nice guy anymore because of previous years of doing this. Like I don't have the luxury. Everybody, I'm Mad Mike. Like you see on the screen, Michael Anthony. I'm not Michael Anthony. I'm forever be Mad Mike. So I don't have the luxury of being the nice guy. But that's the image that I portray. So like I always tell people, if you're going into this stuff, you better have tough skin. So I say all that to say this. a lot of people have gotten hurt. Like I've had to do certain things and call certain people off because of things that have happened. Like for me personally, I've had people I've had people go at real good friends and say that they are pedophiles, you beat women, just all types of disgusting things. I've been called a racist. I harbor racist. Um, yeah, it's nothing I haven't been called. So for me personally, I've developed a sort of a wall when it comes down to it. But even with that, at you get tired. You get tired of seeing those things and hearing those things. So like I said, for me, I've always been a warrior. I have been through a lot more. I've been through a lot than most people tend to can stand. So, like I said, the end day, I don't want to go too long because I want to get Ricky's take, but I say be very careful about what you say because those things will find a way to come back.
Come back to you.
It never fails. It always come back to you.
I agree with that, Mike. Mike, because what you put out there, how you portray yourself in the beginning. Of course, it could have been when you was just naive and didn't know any better at the time. But when you're in the spotlight like that, is what you put out there will return. You know, some of these people's stuff, tweets are coming back. You know, they become influential people. And it's like, well, you said this. Well, are you thinking like this now? So I agree with you. So it was like you just came a subject to your environment and you consumed all the negativity.
I became a monster. I became a monster.
And that's what I can relate to. That's why I was saying I became the people I was attacking. So I feel what Mike is saying, you know.
And I want to hear what Mr. Ricky got to say about this. You know, he's the coach here. You know, he's a little bit more expert. Give us a little bit of insight of how he feel about why do people cyberbully.
Right.
And so everyone has some great comments as it relates to this. And I really think it's two things that people need to avoid just in general. There's really people caring what people think and thinking that people care. And I'm going to say that one more time. People caring what other people think and thinking that they care. And so when we're talking about this whole conversation of cyberbullying, I think it's also, you know, to make a point that it's a fairly new thing because we've always dealt with bullying, but cyberbullying has really haven't been around that long. And so from the perspective of what it is, we are now in a situation where regular everyday 9-to-5 people are being bullied like an athlete or like a celebrity in the scaleness of it, right? So if you think about how you were maybe bullied, you know, when you was high school, things of that nature, maybe it's in the classroom or in a gym, you know, maybe 30, 40, you know, children max in that setting, or sometimes it may be in the cafeteria. Whereas now, you know, when you're talking about social media, that can be anywhere from 1,000, a million, 10,000. You don't know how many people it's reaching. And so not only does it has the lasting long-term effects, it has those short-term effects that creates that that acute trauma for us, right? And so I think it's also interesting enough to understand that when we start talking about people who are being bullied just in general, we're talking about some of these monsters that we've created in society. And when I say monsters, I'm talking about people who were bullied. So if you're having conversations like, as an example, with a serial rapist, right? And so I'm giving you guys real content right now. So if you have a conversation with a pedophile, right? Or if you have a conversation that's going to go to a person that's going to go and rob someone's grandmother and things of this nature, like maybe some of the horrific things that you may think of, when you dig through those layers and you have these conversations with those people, you will often find out more times than likely that they were bullied. That's where it all began. And so it doesn't matter if they was bullied by a parent, by a teacher, another child at the time. there was the origin of it that came from somewhere. And so the cycle continues and it repeats itself, right? And so now that person becomes a victim. But at some point, I'm no longer gonna be a victim, right? I'm gonna flip this. And so once they flip it, it's hard for them to turn it off, right? And so it has to take something to hit home, or it has to take something drastic in a lot of cases to turn that around. But we also live in a very, very, very sensitive society. I don't think we've ever been this sensitive before, but a lot of that as well has to come with the level of awareness we have right now. There's just a lot of things that we was just really never aware of because it wasn't brought to our attention. And so when you think about it from that capacity, and I know Mike was saying he had to think about, things he had to say, you have to tread lightly because we live in the council culture, right? And so if you really want to put all this into perspective, that's actually bullying. You're gonna come in and tell someone they can no longer do what they was doing to either feed their family or they can no longer do what they was doing to survive. You bullying them out the position they had in life. Now, here's the thing. Some of it, we can probably have a consensus and agree to. Some of it we can say is outrageous. But when we're talking about by definition, bullying, we're just simply saying that someone is exerting power. It can even be power of influence over something else. I have more power than you, and I'm showing you that I have more power than you because I'm being more forceful. And so I think when I mentioned as well, we're living in this society where everyday people are kind of getting the taste of what athletes and famous people would have experienced for a very long time. I think about LeBron James and the statement he made as well. So, and I know some of the followers may know me as Falcon Ricky. So, I do follow sports as well.
Oh,
So you're gonna hear a lot of those
that's how I know
references a
you.
lot,
You
okay?
know.
And so
Yeah,
well, back to LeBron James, right? So someone put sprayed the N word on one of his houses one time, and we all know what they was doing to LeBron James at one point, right? And so LeBron James has the luxury of saying, you know what, I'm rich, you know, I go to the island, I'm gonna get on my private jet and get away from everything and go to an island, right? And he can escape it in a sense. However, the everyday person
Yeah.
is not going to escape it. Why? I'm gonna get on the internet, I'm gonna get on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Whoever I'm beefing with at the time, they're gonna have it plastered everywhere. They're gonna have a whole group that's following them, right? I'm gonna have to protect myself, and I'm gonna have to defend myself. And so my loved ones, especially if I got a child that sees it, they're affected by it. If my family is on there, they're affected by it. And you really have to understand the level of damage that it does, because when we do these things, I think from the wild scale part of it, we understand what bullying is, we understand what cyberbullying is, we understand these things, but I don't think we really have a real good understanding of what it does in society. And so when we have these things going on, and we ask these questions like, people just crazy. I don't understand what's going on, right? And each generation talks about the generation before, but we was doing a lot of the same things. It's different now.
We didn't have a social media platform.
Exactly. And so when you have that platform, you're able to reach a whole lot more people, right? And so in reaching all those people, there's a different level of influence. So with the influence that we have, and this was mentioned earlier, we should have more positive messages, because life is about energy and the energy in which you project out there. If you make positive energy popular, guess what? It will continue and it will become a cycle. What happens is negativity and negative energy is so exciting, right? And so you have pleasure hormones in your brain, and those type of things actually trigger those hormones in your brain, the pleasure hormones. And so it's almost like if you ate something like some ice cream and you enjoyed it and you're like, oh, that made me feel good. Drama does the same thing. Like, people love drama. It's the science behind it. Like, I want I want people to kind of consider this perspective as well, right? So people are also smart and experts in what they're doing, right? So if you are a bully, you know who to target, right? You know who to go after, and you know how to do it. And so, just like a Lamborghini, for an example, they don't make commercials. Why? Because they say we're not gonna make commercials for people because our target audience don't sit in front of a television, right? So when you actually
That's wealthy, doing other things. You're right.
right. When
Mhm.
you have your mindset on something different and you elevate it on a different level, you don't have time to even consider all the other underlying stuff that a lot of everyday people or what we call common people, 9 to 5 people are involved in. We make up most of the cyberbullying, the drama, things of that nature from the entertainment standpoint of it. Most people don't realize this. I can't tell you who I talked to, but I will share this. 95% of the entertainment drama is actually staged,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
We do it and it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They doing
staged
to
in
get
the
paid.
entertainment world, right?
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
follow we follow what they're doing, but we live the real life of it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so when you start seeing, rappers get killed and things of that nature, it's the regular 9 to 5 people, the regular people that got jobs, the regular people on the streets. It's not the actual people who's feeding the cyberbullying and the bullying and things of this nature to us. And so when you put all of those things in perspective, you really have to be grounded, within yourself to understand what's going on around. And I really appreciate what you guys are doing on this platform because I'm just going to reiterate one more time. It's about projecting that positive energy because that positive energy is what's going to project you out. So thank you for that time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you again, Ricky. No, you can, if you got to go, I know, understand that. But of course, you want to hang on. We're going to get into this next topic.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. But
Thank you for that.
just do a little
Thank you.
rapid fire on this next topic. A quick little reply. Then we're going to get into a little bit more because I got some facts I want to point out. But how, let's compare it. How can cyberbullying be worse than the real world bullying? Is there a difference? Physical bullying when you're in school, when you're with your peers at work, compared to cyberbullying. How can that be worse? Go ahead, Ricky.
I just want to say this. It really depends on the person,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you have to look at it from this standpoint, right? Bullying, if we're just thinking about bullying, it could be different ways. It could be sexual bullying, it could be physical aggression towards bullying,
Mm-hmm.
or it can be emotional. When you think more so about cyberbullying, you're thinking more so about the emotion and how it impacts someone's mental health, which could lead to self-harm, suicide. That's when we're thinking about cyberbullying, right? When we're
Yeah.
talking about the actual physical bullying, if someone hits you, right, some people take that as, well, that'll heal, right? However, the layers of your emotions, you don't get to see how that heals. You
Mm-hmm.
can't put a band-aid over that. So
Mm-hmm.
if you
Yeah.
think about it from that perspective, that could actually be worse in a sense because that creates trauma. So I could have been cyberbullied, right? Someone could have called me a name on the internet as an example on social media, right? That could have happened in 2018, right? Here it is, 2023. I haven't been called that name since 2018. I may hear that name and instantly get triggered and shoot up the whole
Mhm.
entire mall, right? So if you think
Right.
about it from that standpoint, if you wanted to look at the emotional layers of it, that could actually be worse because you never know how a person is going to hold on to how you made them feel.
Yeah.
And you thinking it's all good, you think it's all funny,
Oh yeah,
and
he's
when
gonna
they
get over
catch up
it.
to you,
Oh
when they
yeah.
catch up to you,
Right.
or when family catch up to you, or
Mm-hmm.
when their friends catch up to you, it's gonna be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you know what,
Mhm.
Mike, what you got to say on that? Since I love this conversation. Just a little
Oh,
quick
yes.
rapid fire about is it worse or does it make a difference? Just like you said, it's different versions of it. Does it make a difference which one is worse?
It's I agree with Ricky. I really does depend on the person.
The
Like I said, for
person.
myself, I can really, I can hold on to a lot of pain, and I'm talking about for decades at a time. Like that's just eventually it will come out. But most people, you know, especially today, like Ricky was saying, we live in a sensitive society. So you call somebody a name online, it's like you got 10,000 people knocking in your DM calling you like you're mean, you disgusting, you do like so. Like it really just depends on the person. Like, look, every day I say something every day that like really piss people off. So for me,
I know you do.
I'm used to it. I'm used to people calling me names. I'm used to people calling me stupid. All this type of stuff. I'm look. I love it. I sometimes I invite that type of energy, but at some point, you like I said, it does.
You got to take accountability for what you put out there, though.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I think he's got something. I'm sorry, Mike. You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm all right. My internet went out a little bit. I didn't know if you guys can hear me. But at some point, you know, you get no. At some point, you get tired of it, and you want to retaliate. But like I said, at some point, you have to say, all right, have I become consumed with it? And like I said, for me, it's easy for me. Like I said, I call myself the bully of bullies. And sometimes I really do enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest. I enjoy bullying bullies, especially when I see someone going after a person I feel is unjust. Like, yeah, I get it. So I'm probably the perfect person when it comes down to talking about bullying. Yeah, I like it. I do like it sometimes. But like I said, that energy that you put out, how you made people feel. Because Kai, last episode, she was saying, like, you know, watching our show, like it really did something for her. Just being able to just listen to her and you know how you make people feel. I keep to those type of comments, those positive affirmations, and it's always a constant reminder of
you're doing something.
All right, Mike, you don't go too far.
Right. I knew you was crazy. I'm like, Mike is crazy, but you didn't scare me. I'm like, hey, I'm probably his partner in crime. Hey, let's go bully the bullies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
before we get into everybody else's comment, I want to get into some of these comments though. ATL Leo said, "When I was bullied, I wanted to kill everyone, nice or not. Got sick of it."
Yeah.
You know, and I love the honesty of the fans that's watching because this show here. Keep in mind, we're not judgmental. You know, of course, you can go behind the alias, and if you really want to vent your piece and just, you know, this is the show where you just could feel comfortable with expressing yourself because we're not going to judge you. We're not going to, you know, it's the best step to getting better is recognizing what is wrong, recognizing okay, something is not right about me. Yes, I was a bully, but now I realize who I affected by me also participating in that bullying. I could be the bullies of bullies, but it's back on me because people are taking the judgment of, oh yeah, he's mean. He's a bully too. So the figure point is starting to come back to you. So now you got to think about it. It's like, is it me? Did I contribute what I'm receiving? I'm putting that, like Ricky said, that positive energy. If I'm putting that negative energy out there, you're going to get what you are putting out there. And the therapist also said being focused at a person or persons who that person may have an issue with. Yeah, being focused, you know, and I get it. So it's like, that's too much energy to focus on people that you're taking away of time of developing who you are, bettering yourself. When you so focus on making somebody else's life a bad time. What do you have left about your own life that you can feel proud of or be happy about? And then
absolutely,
you know, so, and hey Miranda, thank you for watching, but I want to give my 2 cents on it and then we're gonna get into the next one. I don't think it's any worse or it's equal. You know, sometimes some people don't get on social media. You can be at work. I've dealt with high school mess at work. Whereas like you like this person,
Right.
you don't hang with that person. I heard what she had to say, and you don't need to like her, or did you see what she had on? It's happening with everyday adults too. And so bullying can be just the individual person. Now they might not show it in person. They might smile and laugh and but at home they're cutting themselves. I know people that do cut.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to get into the next one. Rapid fire, Kee Kee and Kai, y'all rapid fire on this little quick subtopic because I want to break down the effects of cyberbullying and what that does to a person. I really want to get deep into the changes in behavior, but let's go back to what we're talking about now. How can cyberbullying be worse? Do you think it's worse than real life bullying, or is it equal? What do you guys think?
I think it's about the same, just about what everybody's pretty much saying, and it's based on their particular person. As far as personal development, because you have to do that to keep your mind right. But at the end of the day, are you really okay? Because whether it's social or physical, that's gonna still carry on with you the rest of your life, And like Ricky was saying, any little thing can set you off, But if you practice personal development, it may help with it, but I don't think it's going to actually help you, if that's what that, if y'all understand what I'm saying.
And Ms Kie, Ms Kie, look, Ms Kee, Ms Kie. Ms Kie.
I think, and it's right before the show, Brian and I were outside and I brought up, our topic for tonight. And that's what I pretty much said, that it depends on the person. I don't know which one is worse. It depends on that person's perspective and how it affects them. It might affect them. Cyberbullying, may get to them, mentally to physically bullying. It's like whatever, because, again, like we talked about, things are shared, things go viral, your business up in somebody's house and then the next person's house. And it just spreads like wildflower. I said wildfire.
We know what you meant. We know what you meant.
But yeah, it just depends on that person. We're all different, But at the end of the day, we have to learn, and like Mike was saying, like I was saying, being a bully of bullies, we just have to learn how to find another way, because the more and more that we're talking about it, it's triggering me, making me look at myself again, all over again, like, dog, but I have to forgive myself. I'm not, can't keep, dwelling on that, but it's like, dog, like, you really did that. You contributed to that. But yeah, I won't spend too much time on it. It just all comes down to, it just depends on that person.
Yeah, and I want to get into ATL Leo's comments, but let's get right into the next one. And I think this is some of his comments kind of, and I appreciate you just, being honest and open. And I do hope this show is helping somebody. One thing when I created this platform, I wanted to touch somebody. We of course we started off with a little gossip, everybody like a little juiciness, but at the end of the day, you take something from it. So if you're getting something from it, please put a like, please share it out. We need more people.
Yes, please.
This positive energy, and invite yourself. If you want to join the panel, sometimes we are open up to you. Let me know.
Yeah.
Let you know how to find us, so you can let us know, hey, I want to be a part of a conversation. But I have some key points, and then of course I'm gonna go around the block. We'll start it off with the guest, but changes in behavior due to the effects of cyberbullying. But I'm gonna start off with some key points, and then we'll go with Ricky, Mike, and then we'll go around the corner like that, how we've been doing. But Corey, this is the indicators of cyberbullying. a drop in social behavior, avoiding friends or social events, isolating his or herself in their room more than usual, becoming more quiet or withdrawn, finding it hard to concentrate on schoolwork, grades dropping, of course, with a result of that, losing interest in activities they normally enjoy, skipping school or expressing a desire to skip school, appearing angry when looking at their phone, tablet, or computer, hiding their phone or computer from view, avoiding using their phone because there's just so much slander and so much things going on. Then it goes to using drugs and alcohol to cope with it, expressing dark thoughts or emotion, or not even expressing it. You're keeping it to yourself, and those thoughts are racing in your head, and you don't know how to cope. And talking about suicide. Those are the signs. And sometimes when you close yourself in, people don't even know until it's too late. Off themselves. And you know, like the guy that I can't think of his name right now, but he was like a Ellen's
Twitch. You talking about Twitch? Yeah.
Happy dancing.
He was just dancing with his wife right before, you know.
But you don't know the inside of a person. You could put on a face like I do.
Yeah, like we've all done.
Ms Kie, and Mike knows. Earlier this year, I got really ill. January. Well, no, I got sick in December around New Year's. And I don't know what it was. Of course, I didn't test positive for COVID, but it put me down for a while. And they call it, they said it was a COVID brain because my mind, I was like short-term memory, or I couldn't stand up for long. So I was out of work for a while. So of course I lost my job. It was so much pouring on me. And I started not sleeping, you know, surviving off of caffeine, trying to deal with my family. So I got really antsy, moving around. I couldn't touch nothing. I was doing everything all at the same time with lack of rest. My body finally shut me down to where I got into those symptoms. I got into my bed, didn't want to wake up, didn't know what my purpose was. That was me. And of course, somebody mentioned it to me. I said I could have seasonal depression, and I'm actually going through the therapy now, where I'm getting ready to have some evaluations and things like that. But I was really, really down to the point where I didn't even want to do this. I had no motivation to do it. But of course, when they saw me on the screen, I'm just, hey, I'm Maggie. What's going on? I had to gather myself before I put myself on screen. So you don't know what a person is going through deeply. It's just what you think you see on surface. You don't know a person. So Ricky, you know, I know you talk to a lot of people, you know, dealing with some things. And I feel like, you know, we had a conversation about the difference between therapy and coaching. You know, sometimes not, you know, a clinical therapist can be the best bet for a person. So it's, you choose who you want to speak to as far as you getting better help, you know. That's your discretion. You know, you do what you want to do. So I'm not going to encourage you to go get a therapist, go get a coach because I said so. You make your own decisions, do your own research. But, you know, what do you think about the changes in behavior due to these or any type of bullying? You know, how do you let people know to cope with it and your opinions on it?
Well, let me say this first. I think it's powerful that you are here and able to share your story, right? And so, you know, I don't know what your spirituality is, but if there was something designed to take you away from what you're doing right now, that was a problem, because this is what you're supposed to be doing. It's very apparent, right? And so for your voice to be heard, that's like a calling for you, right? And so if you put yourself in a situation where you start doubting it, right, and doubting yourself, you're being down on something I don't think you need to be down on. This is something that I really feel like you're able to reach and touch others with, and that could truly be your calling. So use that as your motivation and your strength to move forward, and try to keep that in the back of your mind when those things happen. Because I truly believe that, and I can probably honestly say a lot of others feel that way as well. And so in this conversation of especially cyberbullying, I also feel like it feeds off of attention, right? It doesn't matter if we bully them back. It doesn't matter if we cheer them on. It doesn't matter what we do. It feeds off of attention, right?
Mhm.
And
Right.
if you look at society, where society is right now, everything is about attention. It's either
Right.
about lack of attention
Mhm.
or too much attention. If you look at the children, why do you think ADHD is so important? Why do you think there's a big focus and push on autism, right? When we start talking about how people interact socially,
Mhm.
there could be a design. I'm not trying to create a conspiracy, but I'm trying to trigger some minds right now, right? Everything is based upon attention. And the
Right.
more we move into this type of society, the more we'll have understanding about what's going on, right? And so if I have to present myself as a totally different person, if I have to, as an example, right? If I have to put on makeup or if I have to put on the wig, and I'm not down in any of that, I'm just trying to make a point at something, right?
Mhm.
Or if I have to make myself appear taller, or if I have to wear something that's going to constrict my body, right?
Mhm.
In essence, what we're doing is we're showing people a version of us who truly doesn't exist. When we go home, we take all of those layers off, we
Mhm.
see our true self, and sometimes we're unhappy with ourselves. And so this is actually true as well with social media, right?
Mhm.
Especially with men, right? We can present ourselves a certain kind of way. I got a certain kind of car, right? All of these different things. But when we leave that and we pull all those layers back and we go home, we could truly be an unhappy person. So oftentimes a person can project those type of things out by becoming a bully, right? Because
Right.
I got that energy, I'm holding it in, I got to get it out, but I really haven't figured out how to get it out. So I'm gonna just get it out this way,
Mhm.
right? And so people, when you face with those outcomes of being bullied, right? When you start talking about isolating, right?
Yeah.
Now you're taking yourself away from attending, right? Going right back to attention, right? Either I need positive attention, or if I get negative attention, I'm going to shut down. I might cut myself because the sensation feel good. That's the only thing that's making me feel good right now. Why? If I go out
Mhm.
there and try to interact with someone, they're going to remind me of whatever was said to me that was bullying me. So from that standpoint of it, right, these outcomes start to escalate, and that cut can turn into, well, I cut myself, I might as well just try to kill myself. And
Mhm.
so we live in a very suicidal world as well.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if, just in general, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, I think I have encountered more suicidal people than I ever have within the last 3 years. I know COVID was mentioned. That's a
Mhm.
whole other topic within itself.
Yeah.
But a lot of it gets triggered from being cyberbullied and bullied. So thank you for allowing me to participate in this conversation today. I actually have to go now.
I
But
appreciate
I really
your
enjoyed you
input.
guys in
Yes,
this.
definitely.
Let us know how we can find you and listen to you. Actually,
Yeah, that's great.
your conversation was great too, leading into this episode. Let us know how to find you.
Yeah, so just visit my website, togreatness.com. It's spelled with the number two, greatness.com.
Okay.
If you go into the blog location on my website, you would be able to tune in to different little places that I'm at, things of that nature. Also, if you're in need of services, you can book services online. Again, it is togreatness.com.
Okay.
The name of the business, of course, is the Path to Greatness LLC. So thank you, Mike, and thank you, ladies. I really enjoyed this time. And listen, Maggie and ladies and Mike, all of you have platforms and
Mhm.
you have a purpose. And I don't know if you ever read the book Purpose Driven before, but
Mm-hmm.
this is your calling. This is what you're driven to do. Anything that's pushing you away from this is not for you. All right.
That's a
Right.
I don't care
word.
if it's a negative thought, negative person, whatever it is, You keep pushing until you get elevated to the point where you thought you're supposed to be in. All right. Thank you guys
Thank
for that.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Greatness.com,
Appreciate
everyone.
you.
You just want some guidance and coaching. That's the place you be. Thank you, Ricky.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Ricky.
Welcome to
That
come
was
on
amazing.
us anytime.
Right.
And definitely, y'all check out his podcast at the end of the day as well. All right. So, Mike, you know, and then we're going to go with Ms Kee Kee and then Ms Kie, you know, about that, you know, changes in behavior, those key points I was mentioning.
Right.
And then we'll get some comments too, because some great comments coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm the type of person. I don't do well with communicating my feelings too well. Like I'm really bad at communicating my true feelings. And one of the things that before my mom passed is she would she would always say, and I fault this all the time. My mom told me I was going to be a preacher. She said I was going to be a preacher, but I knew that wasn't meant for me personally. But I have a ministry in a different way. My purpose is doing this. I love everything that I'm doing. I eat, sleep, breathe this business because I love it. But what adds that extra motivation is helping people. That's really what it comes down to. I really enjoy helping people because, like I said, when I first got into this, nobody gave me and no one gave me an opportunity. Not a single person gave me an opportunity. I had to literally take it. See, she got to hold the spotlight again. You know,
Ms Maggie T. She gave him an opportunity.
All right, Ms Maggie. Okay, we're gonna get Ms Maggie. All right, we gonna get her. But like I said, it's not many people who gave me an opportunity. I would say that. Okay, that's good with you, Maggie.
I'm messing with you.
But like I said, man, I had to take my opportunity, and that's what really gets me through. Even though I have, situations that occur, that like Ricky was saying, that like in the back of my head, it's like, why the hell am I continuously doing this? Because I get the same results over and over and over again from people who you feel ungrateful. So I know that's the truth. And like I said, I'm very I call it spiritually inclined. I'm totally not the typical Christian at all. I curse. I definitely struggle with anger. I can tell you that I struggle with anger, but my peace comes in from helping people. That's where my peace comes in.
Oh yeah, that's why he said, like, and yeah, sometimes you fall, but you got to pick yourself back up. And my calling is to be a mental health coach, advisor. That positive. So, Ms Kee Kee, and then we're gonna move to the last and final subject and close it on now, because I appreciate everybody's been watching today and everything. Please share this out. Everybody know we're here. Hit a like, share, subscribe.
Please do so.
You too. But Ms Kee Kee, the effects of social media. Have you ever felt it before? What are your opinions on it?
I've never really felt social media bullying. I don't know. No, I'm trying to think at the same time. I don't really. No.
Well, not everybody's on social media or use social media the same. You might just do your business like I do. I do business things too, so.
You're right, because I log on Well, I stay logged in anyway, but I post and get right off, and I might, like and comment and something, but I jump right off. I don't let it take up too much of my day because I feel like it's time wasted. What else? I could be doing something else. So I'm not really on there like that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But what else? What else we was talking about? Because I was in the middle of I had to start a Zoom at 9, so I was in another meeting and everything. So
no, we were just talking.
I mean, I was listening because everything was
finals comment, but it was basically about just the effects of cyberbullying. Because the suicide, the changes in behavior due to the effects. So
okay, yeah, I heard that part. And two, I don't know if it was mentioned as far as like sickness, being sick, like it can make you sick. Even though you're depressed, it can have you going to the doctor and you don't really know why you're going. You don't even realize it's from being bullied.
Yeah, because you're stressing. You're
stressing, right?
You're not sleeping. You're fearful of going to places, and there comes that anxiety issue and social anxiety. That's a real thing.
You're right, and that has a long-term effect.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ms Kie?
Well, for me personally, I don't get wrapped up into social media. You go on there, you scam through seeing everybody's stuff, liking, commenting, family, doing your thing. But I mostly, like the rest of us, use it for business, promoting stuff and putting positive quotes and messages out there. Just starting doing the videos. I was worried about what people, because I'm always Kee Kee, what I look like, what I sound like, do I sound good? Look, and it's like, stop self-sabotaging myself and just put the stuff out there. You know what I mean? As far as social media, that's the only little thing, but I don't get wrapped up into that. However, I do know a couple of people close to home. A couple have deactivated their social media because they get caught up in it and they start to do the comparison and feeling like they can't look like that or act like that, and it's depressing for them. The body shaming, all of that, it's just, it really saddens me that seeing the lack of confidence and the low self-esteem, like it hurts, to see people just feel like that and go through that. And I have to, even though I don't necessarily go through that, I can sympathize and I can understand where that comes from. You know what I mean? But that comes with support too. That comes from people, like we were talking about earlier, Maggie, your surroundings, the people you communicate with, surround yourself with, people that can tell you, just like, the little stuff with my videos, worrying about this. Girl, please, there is nothing wrong with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Put it out there and remind me again, who cares?
And I'm glad you said that, Ms. Kie, because, and we're going to get into, what parents or adults can do about cyberbullying. But I feel like people are placed in your life for a reason. I know you said you got a Zoom meeting, Ms. Kie, so if you got to drop off, just let me know.
Kee Kee?
Ms Kee Kee, my bad.
Well, honey, I was doing that in the middle. It's done.
Oh, it's done. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're getting ready to wrap it up on this last comment, post. But like I said earlier, it's about the environment you keep. I was around a lot of negative people that was draining my energy. I had to let a lot of people go in the last 2 years of my life lately. Being confined to your home, it makes you analyze a lot of things and think about Am I wasting my energy and time with the wrong people? Even if it's relationships, friendships, whatever. You know, it can consume you, like Mike said. You start getting, you know, you get caught up in that, and then you become that bully. But I feel like this panel right here and the people I surround myself with now, if you're not on that positive energy, even sometimes when we think negative, I point it out. Let's keep it positive. Because okay, I know your day was bad. It was horrible. But don't let that
consume you.
Consume
Take up your day.
Let's turn that around.
We're gonna wrap it up a little bit, and I'm gonna get to Decoma's comment, then we'll get into the cyberbullying. But social media is an instant dopamine hit, sometimes for the worst. These algorithms turn into mirrors of your thoughts. We got to be mindful of what we consume. And I had a motivational quote we're gonna end the night with. Then we're gonna get into this last little bit of what we can do about the cyberbullying and, you know, the effect of that. But I had this quote that I put up earlier, because we always leave you with the motivational quote either in the beginning, but I also wanted to, you know, hit on this just a little bit in the end of this show. But let me take all these comments off. Yeah, there's just so much going on.
We're just trying to build that community here, you know, on this platform.
We're gonna keep it positive here. So life is full of disappointments, failures, and setbacks. None of those things can permanently stop you. You have the power in you to overcome anything that life throws at you. There is nothing as powerful as a made-up mind. Surround yourself with people who remind you that you matter and support you in the ways that matter most to you. No person, situation, or circumstance can define who you are. Don't give up, cave in, or stop believing that it's possible. It's not over until you win. You know, and I thought that was just powerful, because we have to remind our own selves that you matter.
Yeah.
Amazing. That little thing that you thought about, even though somebody else said, "Oh, girl, you're not gonna go in there with that," but you're passionate about that. Believe in what you want. I don't care what anybody else. And just like I said earlier today, we try to get validated about what other people about us. Don't worry about what anybody else think. It's all about what you feel on the inside. If you want to be a motivational speaker, if you want to be an influencer, if you want to go sell pies on the street, that's what you do.
Right. Do you?
Do you?
Let your
mind to. I don't care what it is.
Ooh, child. They go other people's opinions. When people do that, you're gonna so much peace. You're gonna be free. I'm telling you. When you let go of what people think and how they feel about what you got going on in their life, is effed up. They over here worried about, like I said, all in your business. Honey, let it go. And I used to be that person, worried. Well, not really. I don't want to say worried about what other people say, but now I'm like,
validation.
Yeah, if you ain't positive, I can't. You can't be in my circle.
Needed validation outside of herself.
Yeah. Now I'm like, boo. I know what I'm called here to do, and if you don't like it, I don't really give a damn.
Exactly, and that's the mindset you have to have, because no, you don't need a validation from others at all.
Right.
At all. You believe in you because that's what you want to do. Now you're gonna fall. You're gonna fail. You know, it's not gonna go right the first time. Nothing is instant. We're just regular old people. We have the funds and income to do what we think we can do, but we have to start somewhere from the bottom.
Right.
Starting from the bottom, now I'm here. It's the starting from the bottom part people don't get past, because it's like it's not instant gratification.
It's not instant. Right. The journey. That's what I said about enjoy. You have to enjoy the journey. Just get on the ride. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy that first. Stop trying to, oh, now I got this. Now I need to hurry up and go out and do. No, enjoy. Be in that moment. That's going to come. You know what I mean? At the right time.
Right. Ooh, time and position, baby.
I want to add some of that real quick, because this has been the main source of a lot of issues when it comes down to this company. Most people see a finished product when it comes down to Maggie and I, but they don't know that we've been doing this damn near a decade plus.
A decade or plus, yeah. We've been doing this a long
So
time.
they look at us as if we're just now getting to this point. This has been a 10-year journey. Okay. What we're saying has been years of discipline. It's been years of me even look. I've said this before, and Maggie probably, well, she probably didn't have an issue with it, but I've said this before. I've had Maggie. It's been to a point where I critiqued her so much that she didn't feel confident, and literally she's in tears because I critiqued her. So there's been bloodshed and tears when it comes down to this business, and everybody see Mad Mike and Mad Mike Sports and Little Falcons Nation as it is now, but they don't realize, like I said, it's been a long journey of a lot of BS that I don't think a lot of people will be able to handle.
But that's what I appreciate. And then we're gonna close it out with this last topic, and we're gonna make that quick. If you don't have friends, colleagues, people that can really point you out and say, you know what, that ain't right, change it up. Some tough love. You can't if you can't handle criticism from your people. I get defensive about things because I still deal with some things that make anxiety for me, or things I dealt with, like you said, bullying. You know, I got things that I'm still working on as an adult that I still deal with. Certain things that still trigger me. You know, it's appreciative of somebody that can call you out sometime. I call Mike out, he calls me out. But that's the friendship that you want. You want people to you don't want those yes men. You don't want those yes men at all. But let's go ahead and close it out because we know we've been on a good little minute. I know the topic, it goes on a while, but what can parents do or adults do about cyberbullying? I got some points, and then we can just do our last little rapid fire. Basically, as far as what can parents do, they can sit down with the child and attempt to coach them, open up about any problems they are having in and out of school by being supportive and understanding. You may aid your child in feeling as though they are not wholly alone. Try to instill a sense of understanding that are as harsh, as cruel as the bullying may be. The bullying is not a reflection of your worth. It doesn't like that. It shouldn't matter. If this is not you, why are you so defensive about it? If it's not
bullying, I'm sorry, repeat that. Bullying is not a reflection of your worth.
Yes.
If
it doesn't define you, it's not you, it shouldn't affect. It's whatever. That's not me. Who is this person you're talking about? That's not me. I'm positive. I'm something great, but okay. Okay. It's because, and a lot of times sometimes when you do have haters, that means you're doing something right. They're angry.
Exactly.
They can't do what you're doing. They don't have the patience, the time, and the effort, and the strength to do it. So they're ready to crash and burn your parade because they're not happy. Especially when you decide, okay, you know what?
Yep.
That you haven't benefited me. I've been the person that supports you, but when it comes to supporting me, you don't do none of it. So now I can't help you. I'm sorry. Now you're cussing me out. You're all this and that and the other. It must be somebody else, or why can't it just how I'm just in a better positive mood, and I feel like I'm wasting my time and energy with somebody that's not benefiting me.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right.
And then hold you accountable and call you out of your bullshit. Period.
When you start to change that, like myself experienced it starting in 2020, I got shown who my friends were. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this: none of them exist anymore. Not one. I have a whole new, except for you, Kee Kee, you know.
Girl, I know.
But even with that, we didn't reunite like how we used to be until last year. It was time for her to come back into my life and me back in hers, full circle like we used to be. Not every now and then. And I went through my stuff. She didn't hear from me. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. We flow like
whatever.
That's okay to deal with your ish.
Right.
You know, you got to scale back and delete everything, get off social media and take yourself back and gather yourself. That's what I had to do earlier this year to get my life on track.
And that's why I sent you that message, because I knew it. I could feel your spirit. And I'm sitting up here like, now, wait a minute. It ain't like I've been knowing Maggie for that long. I just met her last year. Why, Lord? And I prayed about it. I said, Lord, why am I feeling this chick's energy this hard? Like, I feel like you're pulling magnet or something. And I sent you that long message. Like, look at here, chick. Boom, bam, submit. I knew she wasn't going to respond. But your eyes work. You know, your eyes work.
Yeah.
And that is because God places people, he forms your tribe, and he's gonna put people in your life that's supposed to grow with you.
Yes.
Treat people how you want people
to be treated. And that's a for real fact.
I told Maggie, I DM'd you on Instagram because I didn't know. I would just watch y'all, whatever. And some kept saying, my spirit, I'm like, these people got about 10,000 followers. They celebrities on YouTube. Who am I? You know? And I just did it. And I put the phone down. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I just did that. I don't know her. And look what happened.
And I told her I'm proud of her for doing that, because people normally don't do that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Because you don't know how human people look at, we got followers, we got things, and I can't go out now and people not recognize me at this point. But you got to also look at it. We are still human at the end of the day. We're still a person that goes through some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Still,
you know
how big you think we are. We still hurt, just like we still bleed the same blood everybody else bleed.
Exactly. And you're right. We have to start sitting down with our kids. We talk to our kids all the time. Real life stuff. We cannot, y'all. Let me just say this. We enough with the beating behind the bush. Beating behind the bush with our kids. That time has passed. That ship is over with. No, this is 2023. We're talking real stuff. We're telling it like it is. And stop. We have to stop trying to feel like we're sheltering our kids. That's the problem. No.
Keep it real with
them. We got to keep it real with them, y'all, and tell them what is going on. These little babies, oh my God, like hurts my heart. Like they're taking their own lives.
They are.
Like 6 years old. Come on, like we gotta talk to them. This is crazy. Like,
and we
gotta listen. It's ridiculous. Like, it hurts me.
My problem was what it was. Like with my own daughter and her mental illness, she's been diagnosed. You cannot ignore the signs.
You can't, y'all.
You can't pray things away, and you can't say, Lord. "Oh, that's just teenager this," or she just
listen.
No, these little babies are now feeling some things and things that that they're going through some real things. So you got mental health serious even when they're younger now.
Exactly, and that's why I applaud my youngest son. He's only 10. And he's so he's in this after school program. They have they give awards. The men, it's mentorship and all kind of stuff. And they tell us all the time, I don't know, y'all raising them doggone kids. He stands up when other kids are bullying and picking at him. They can't wait to tell us. They're like, he told all them kids on the bus, you stop there right now. You do not pick at people. You don't talk about people like that. You stop it right now. And I said, I'm proud of that because we're telling them, we're teaching them, look, no, and we started young. They were young, talking to them like they were grown folks. And that's why they are the way they are.
Mhm.
But we have to talk to these kids. You don't have to be a parent to have a relationship with children and talk to them and mentor them.
Mhm.
You know, it takes a village for
Village.
one child.
Absolutely.
One.
Mhm.
One.
Mom and daddy, it takes a whole community, because
Right.
that's one thing. And I know, Mike, you don't say a little bit, but my goal is to open up a community center.
Okay.
That will
We gonna do it.
improve
We gonna do it.
the youth. Like, I want to get them off the street selling water and things like that, or breaking in cars because they don't got nothing else to do. I want you to learn how to do business. Get you an LLC. Make you some legit money. Build a name and an empire for your family to pass it down.
Mhm.
We didn't have that in high school.
Right.
We didn't have the guidance about financing and things like that. So, and mental health. It's going to be about business, and then also how to keep yourself positive and keep your mental in check. We're not instilling that into this youth. They are just so bored and don't know what else to do because they're influenced by social media and everything else. They doing dumb stuff right about now.
Yep.
The gangs. I know gangs was out there, but it's at an all-time high with this sensitive, generation now. What you got, Mike? Then we're gonna close.
See, I'm gonna say this, and I appreciate you guys for letting me on. Really appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that I say is different these days is not so much that people have lost their way. I think people are afraid of being themselves, and being that there is social media, it's like it puts a microscope. It really just puts it amplifies everything that you say, that you think, and people don't want to feel as though that they're wrong, or you're gay, or you're mean, or you're too nice. Like, it really forces people to look at who they truly are, and a lot of people don't want to look at who they truly are because they're not happy with themselves. So I say that to say this: it's okay to speak to kids. Like, for me in this neighborhood, these kids know me. They run. They run if they're tearing up shit. Excuse my language. They tearing up shit in this neighborhood. Yeah, they know they're gonna see me and they're gonna hear from me. So they run from me. It's because I take the time out to talk to them real level. If you're not taking the time out, I think that's the biggest issue, is that people are so afraid that somebody gonna call them a name, or you're too mean, or you're too nice. At the end of the day, what should matter most is the deed itself. To hell with what other people think. Because I'm gonna say this, and this is the end. One of my biggest regrets is not saying something. I didn't tell him to sit his ass home, and he went out that night and he ended up getting killed. My best friend ended up getting killed that night because I like I said, this is just how I felt at that time. I didn't speak up. So this is kind of how quote unquote Mad Mike kind of came, because it's that regret. I should have said something. I should have said. Maggie can't stop me from saying, like, she that's one thing that we fight on, is that she said that I talk too much a lot of times. But that's one of my biggest regret, is not saying something. I should have said something. Don't trust these people. Don't do this and don't do that. But it ended up doing what I really could have talked them into, but I did not do that. So that's one of the things you don't want to. One of the things you don't want is regret. You don't want to regret not saying something. Do you not want to?
how hard.
But Mike, you don't beat yourself up about it, do you?
I was just gonna say, forgive yourself for doing like you can't.
Oh yeah. Oh, I beat myself up. Oh, I beat myself for 10 years straight. I really beat myself up. I told Maggie about this.
Yeah.
I beat myself up for 10 years straight. It was from when I was 20 all the way to about almost 30.
Okay.
I never got over it. I never really got over it.
But you're dealing with that differently now. You don't, blame yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no.
He's improved from that. That was something that he used to do with it, but it's the people you meet. Because I always encourage good things into Mike because he just felt like everybody was against him. You know what I'm saying? So like our friendship is hard to understand because it's like I know everything, his personal life and what he's really dealing with personally as far as his family and things like that. So I understand why he is the way he is. You need people that don't judge you. And we're gonna wrap it up. In conclusion, I know we went on 2 hours, but it was a good talk.
Oh dang, 2 hours. Good God.
Oh yeah, I feel though it was needed. It was definitely needed.
It was needed. It was a good conversation, y'all. We just have to keep it real and be ourselves. You know what I mean? Mike just talked about we have to be ourselves. We cannot be afraid. We have one another. We have the support around us. This one here, B. Coleman is anyway, we go.
And I got to get up in the morning, go to work, and get kids.
Right.
But
so you know what? But we got each other. And Mike, again, like I really do appreciate you. Like, I mean, Ryan was like, "Oh my God, you can't." We be laying up watching and laughing at y'all when the guys on the show anyway. But that's something else. That's another topic. But I really do appreciate y'all, because I did not have anything else. I couldn't focus on life stuff. I couldn't have conversations that I should have been having. You know what I mean? When it came to my livelihood and things like that. So I thank you. And I said something a couple times in the chat, but for the most part, as long as I was watching and as long as I knew they were there, that's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? So again, with this show, we never know.
Right.
Who we're influencing, who we're helping.
We never know.
Yeah.
We don't know who we're touching. And one thing about my motto is if I can make a difference in one person's life a day, I get my job. But Ms. Kie,
amen to that.
Let everybody know how to find you. We're going to go ahead and close this out.
Okay, well, y'all see it right there at the bottom of our screen. Let me read it out for you all. Go ahead and follow My Mental Space, which is a nonprofit. And again, like Ms. Maggie said, it's all about health coaching, which we're advocating for mental health. We are going to start doing some things with that you all can be involved in with as well. So you can follow the platforms on Instagram. You see right there at My Mental Space 21, Twitter on Twitter at My Mental Space 21, Facebook My Mental Space Incorporated, and YouTube My Mental Space Incorporated. And if you want to donate, we are trying to get some housing space. We're trying to do some things and fund some things. So if you want to donate to that, the Cash App tag is right there, $, My Mental Space. And I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Really enjoy the conversation, and just subscribe, like, and share. Please share. Thank you so much.
Please and thank you.
All right, Ms. Kee Kee, let everybody know how to follow you.
For me, it's Beutifullyfit. And you can see I spelled mine different because it's BU. We were just talking about being authentic. For me, Beutifullyfit is tapping into yourself. That's inner peace, outer peace. I focus on working on yourself internally because a lot of us don't do that. So
Right.
it's whether you meditating, saying affirmations, what are you saying to yourself on a daily? Are you constantly working on your personal development, on your mental? So it plays along with mental health, of course. So that's why we pretty much all on this platform together, because we advocate for mental health. Because
Certified mental health coach.
All right, now, so y'all go to her for that coaching.
These two are look. I'm trying to get my fingers. Y'all know Maggie and Kee Kee. They are becoming coaches as well too.
On it. So
Kee Kee, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to throw that out there. So,
they can read too if they want to, but
we're serious.
We're serious. So the space she's referring to, we serious. So please donate, and if you know anybody that's willing to donate, we taking investors, we taking
absolutely
what we can, baby, because we building. It takes a village, and we here to help. We the village here to help the other people. We here to build a community up and help the youth as well as adults. So you can find me on IG, Beautifully Fit. Twitter is Tequila McKeever. That's really my name, but I really like Ms Kie Kee. Facebook, Beautifully Fit, and YouTube, Tequila McKeever. I got in parentheses black dress, but I got the other one deleted, so now you'll be able to see.
Oh, okay. So now all we see is
so we can update that.
Yes, baby. They finally got me, and Google was blocking me. They good on that. They don't
trying to block your growing.
Right. They were like, baby, we got to make sure you are who you say you are. I'm like, well, god dang. But anyway, so that's taken care of. And my Cash App is Tequila DM1. So anything you send to any one of us is definitely going to some space.
Our projects.
So we doing projects, bringing communities, positivity into the world, because it takes, like I said, a village. If we're better together than against each other.
Absolutely.
Man, Mike, I don't have a fancy, hashtag symbol. You still got, I ain't got that for you. So just let everybody know how to find you.
They'll find me. They'll see me somewhere. Somebody be talking.
Man, Mike.
About me. Somebody be talking some trash or something positive. So it's all good. But Mad Mike Sports on Twitter, IG. I go by Michael Anthony. Right, that's my professional name. So I'm not Mad Mike when I'm on these types of shows, because I want people to really get to know who I am. So at the end of the day, Mad Mike Sports everywhere.
Mad Mike is his bully name. Okay. But before we go, Maggie, ATL Leo said something that's important in the chat.
Yes.
Can you highlight that? Because that right there is what we're aiming for. Look at that. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying. ATL Leo has been really pouring his heart out. And like I said, anybody we can touch.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
At any time, because they're used to us being in sports. So they don't get to see this side of who we are as far as AFN, Mad Mike Sports. But at Champaign Confessions, you can kind of get.
We're confessing.
We're confessing, and it's no judgment. We don't. Whatever you will openly admit to, that's what you wanted to get off your chest, because you've been holding it in. And he said, the love of the show made me open up, and I never open up to anybody.
Believe me, I don't.
So if this platform is making you feel some good energy, we want that to jump at you out the screens. Watch us on the big screens. Wherever you got to do, share this content out, because we are going to change somebody's life one moment at a time.
And one person at a time. Yes.
And y'all know who I am as well. Follow me on Ms Maggie T on all platforms, Ms Maggie T, as well as you can also email me. This is a little separate than my AFN email. As far as Champaign Confessions, follow me at maggietproductions@gmail.com. If you have any questions, if you want to attend the show, it don't matter what email you message me. Just let me know, hey, I want to be a part of this show. Just let me know which one.
Right.
Because I get hit up all the time. I want to be a part of, like, which one? We got so many projects, but
it's like 30 of them.
Oh my God, you got a big community. But if this is what moves you, let it manifest. Take this positive message, take this, share this, If you haven't watched it from the beginning, you're just getting in here. Go back from the beginning.
Yeah.
Learn.
If you know somebody that's going through what we talked about, please share.
We're gonna get deeper in these conversations. Then we're gonna have some fun too. Now we're not gonna always be serious. We're gonna have some fun and kick back and love. But I feel like everybody feel like mental illness and talking about real things is taboo. Especially in our community.
It's okay to share your feelings.
Trust me, believe it.
Right. Mental health is important because mental health, if you don't have that in check, you're gonna have I have let me see, it's been people in their early 40s that I've been hearing about, a couple of them, like people of family members of people that I know dying of heart attacks and stroke because they're so stressed out. Come on now.
Stop holding it in. You got to get it out. That's why I'm an advocate, but I speak from a personal experience. I'm not just telling you, go get some help and self-soothe and write in your notebook. I'm living it too.
And anybody that's judging you, we have this is so easy for me to be able to, when I go into what somebody else is thinking. If somebody is judging you and have something negative to say, just pray for them and know and remember, oh yeah, that's right. They have something going on with them.
Right.
They're hurting. They're hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and the fans in the chat, please, we need a bigger audience. I know we just started. Share this video out. Go back and watch it. If you got to cut some clips, just please, let's get the energy to this positive show right here. You're going to get
let's do it.
But
yes,
we've been going on for 2 hours, but it's
I know.
Tell you, I'm in trouble already.
Okay. I already know. So until next time, everybody, this is Champaign Confessions.
Yes. Y'all want to make a toast on our exit?
I got some left.
I don't drink all mine. Here you go.
Girl, don't worry. I'm about to do a big gulp.
I don't need to be drinking. Trust me.
Don't worry. We got you covered. That's what we here for. See? We are here.
He said, "I'm a safe space. People look down their nose at the ones going through it. We are the strongest because we choose to speak on it."
Yeah. Okay. We can toast for that. Right.
Another sip. Oh, okay. I don't mind.
I mean, I'm done, so I ain't got
Hey, that's close. Look, I'll go ahead and finish this off.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Please share this out. Come back next week.
See y'all later.
We love you and we mean
Thursday,
it.
8 p.m. Standard Time. We out.
And thank y'all so much for engaging. Love y'all. See y'all later. Have a great night.
Yes.
Out.